I had all intentions of starting this show off talking about the Eagles' offense and how explosive it could be. What will it look like now that Saquon Barkley is officially in the fold? And then late last night, Howie Roseman with the bombshell announcing the signing of Devin White to a one-year contract. So now we're going to talk defense too. Plus, Phillies Fridays with Kylee at 9 a.m. Trending in the AM, taking your thoughts and opinions. We're live in 30 seconds. And a very good morning, everybody, and welcome to Trending in the AM right here on Philadelphia Sports Network. We're live, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. You know the drill. Like, share, retweet, subscribe, follow. Wherever you're watching, hit all those different buttons depending on the platform and spread the word and get as many people in the conversation as possible as we get set to wrap up another week of this show. Free agency week one wrapping up. So everybody's got to get in. Everybody's got to get their opinion out there on how Howie Roseman has done for the first week of free agency. We're going to talk all about it. I'm your host, Phil Stiefel. You can find me on all platforms at Beard of Knowledge and at Fox's Pizza all weekend long. My pizza shop out in Kennett Square, so come check it out. And we got lots to talk about on the agenda today. I wanted to spend time today talking about how explosive this Eagles offense really can be. Now that Saquon Barkley, what does that do for Devontae Smith, Jalen Hurts, A.J. Brown, Dallas Goedert, having an elite running back like Saquon Barkley out there? I want to continue talking about how stupid the idea that people are trying to force down our throats that Justin Fields needs to be traded for in Philadelphia. That was on my agenda today. But then late last night, I'm getting ready to leave work last night at the pizza shop, and alert, alert, alert. Eagles sign Devin White, linebacker, one-year deal. We're going to talk about that. I think it's a very big deal. And, of course, it's Friday. That means at 9 a.m., an hour from now, Phillies Fridays with Kylee. We'll talk about her trip to Clearwater and her opportunity to be a reporter and cover the Phillies for the first time. She'll be joining us for about 15 minutes in about an hour. So let's get started. Let's get into it. And I've already seen some comments coming in. The Eagles should have been pretty explosive last season. You can never tell. That's a great point. It's a very good point about the Eagles offense. It should have been there, but there was something missing. And maybe that answer of what was missing wasn't Saquon Barkley, but Kellen Moore. So we could talk about that for sure. What is up, TMC? Good morning. And as always, yes, go Birds. Phil got muscles. Do I got muscles? Is that what that looks like? I definitely don't have muscles. Oh, that's right. That's a great pickup with Huff. Yeah, Huff was a great pickup for sure. The defense. I mean, everybody's talking about Saquon on the defense. How amazing is the Devin White move, though? Absolutely epic. First off, get a young Bryce Huff on defense. Second, you bring back Chauncey Gardner Johnson to help solidify the safety room. And then, boom, last night, Devin White. And there's a lot of Eagles fans complaining and bitching and moaning about Devin White. Look, I know Devin White is not the All-Pro from 2020, the Pro Bowler from 2021, the guy that helped lead that Bucs defense to a championship. I know that's not him. He had a pretty steep drop-off quickly and early in his career. But let me just tell you something. I brought this up specifically for several times. No longer do we have to worry about Christian Ellis starting games. No longer do we have to worry about Nicholas Morrow starting games. No longer do we have to worry about Ben Van Sumeren. No longer do we have to worry about these guys playing meaningful minutes. Devin White, Steven, is 10 times better than every single linebacker that started for the Philadelphia Eagles last year. And it does not eliminate Howie from going into the draft and getting Cooper or getting Trotter or any of the other top linebackers in the draft. This is a placeholder move. This is a move to get an elite or a former elite linebacker to help groom the Kobe Dean, to help groom whoever they draft. It is a fantastic move. It's only 1 year. It was listed as $7.5 million. We don't know the contract details yet, but from the reports, it's heavily incentivized. So it's not like if he performs badly, it's going to crush us. And it keeps us free. If we draft somebody, if Nakobe Dean grows, we're off of him in 1 year. And if he plays all pro-ish, then we can lock him up long-term afterwards. It's a win-win move. And I can't believe, and I'm not saying you are, Steven, I can't believe the amount of Eagles fans that have been crying for a linebacker for how long. Howie goes out and gets a 26-year-old former all-pro linebacker, and they cry about it still. Annoying hell to me. Duck saying Devin White is an improvement, but that does not solve the overall linebacker safety problem. It doesn't. One move can't solve the whole thing. But today, Friday, March 15th, and happy St. Patrick's Day this weekend to everybody. We're all Irish on Sunday. Bringing in Chauncey Gardner-Johnson and Devin White, obviously, our linebackers and safeties, our defense is massively better today on Friday, March 15th, than it was on Thursday, March 14th. It is. And we can't, we don't have to love who Devin White has become as a player, but we've got to be able to appreciate that he's better than everybody else we've got. You're a fan of somebody? I thought you just call everybody frauds. Sorry, doesn't solve the linebacker. I get what you're saying. I know what you're saying. Doesn't solve it, but it makes it better. And that's all that matters. You're 5 days into free agency, and Howie has already massively improved the offense and massively improved the defense with a lot of cap space left to continue to extend Devontae Smith, to pick up more safeties, cornerbacks, whatever, a backup tight end, whatever. Now we got to replace Jack Stoll. Rumor is he signed with the Giants. Howie Roseman has had one of his most aggressive first weeks of free agency that I can remember. And not just aggressive, statement-making first week of free agency. We will still need to draft safety and linebacker. Absolutely. No one's doubting that. And he's got the draft capital to do it. Although I still think I said yesterday, and I said it a few times on social media yesterday, I firmly believe Howie's got some big home run swing in him around draft day, maybe on draft day, whether it's a big trade for a Patrick Surtain type player or not. I still think that that's in his cards. Devin White isn't that home run swing that I was talking about yesterday. I still think he will be massively active over the next 4 to 6 weeks. I like Devin White more for his veteran presence and growth with younger players. Absolutely. Think of it this way, Big Al. I mean, he's a guy that's actually won a Super Bowl. He's a guy that's got playoff experience. He's a guy that's played under the greatest quarterback at this moment of all time in Tom Brady. I mean, the pros massively outweigh the cons. And even if there are some cons in Devin White's game, you got him for a 1 year, heavily incentivized contract. It's not like we paid him $18 million. It's not like we gave him a 3 year, $60 million contract. It was 1 year, $7.5 million maxed out. When we get the details, it'll probably be a 1 year, $3 or $4 million deal with lots of incentives. It's win-win. And it's really was annoying me because I just got lucky and I was the first person or one of the first people to quote tweet Adam Schefter's breaking news on it. So it blew up for me because I was one of the first people putting it out there. Not because I have sources. But it's like the amount of people that responded to that post negatively that Devin White was here blew my mind. 7.5 is base and incentive, so usually 5 to 6 million, probably the base. Yeah, I thought I read that it was 7.5, and then I heard the 7.5 is with the incentives. But yeah, somewhere between the 4 to 6 million is the base pay on that for sure, and that's a great deal. You're getting a starting caliber linebacker that used to be an All-Pro just a couple of years ago. He's still just 26, so let's not write him off. It's not like he blew out 2 ACLs and Achilles and shoulder issues. He's only 26 years old. There are questions about it, for sure. You can't get a 26-year-old former All-Pro linebacker for $7.5 million very often. Jake, what is up, my man? Devin White is good, but we still need to address linebacker early in the draft. Absolutely. I can't pronounce it. Marist Lufa is someone I'm looking at in the later rounds as well. Again, I'm not a draft expert. I don't know who that is for sure, but I'll look into him. Holding on to hope for a Surtain trade too. I really feel like Howie Roseman, Jake, has gone all in. Saquon Barkley, bringing back Gardner Johnson, making this Devin White move. Bryce Huff is a big move, bigger than people realize. Howie's all in. Whether it's I don't know if there's somebody else of Patrick Surtain's level that potentially could be had in a trade, but that's the type of move that I expect because Howie's put all his eggs in the basket. And he's saving. If you watch all the contracts, we've signed all these guys, and we've barely cracked our contract or our salary cap. We still got probably 25, 30 million in cap space now after the Devin White. I think it was 30 million, 31 million before White. You got to save about 10, 12 million for draft picks. You still got 15, 20 million of cap space this year that you commit to a Patrick Surtain trade and extension. It just makes sense if he's available that Howie makes that move based off of everything he's done. Steven, good morning. But now you have plug and play Ban can draft the line. He is going to draft the linebacker. Maybe not in the first round. Maybe not. I still think that first round, if you go get Surtain, it's going to involve that first round pick. But I firmly expect, considering it was a 1-year deal, that they're going to go out and draft the linebacker. This might be the way you get Trotter Jr. that everybody wants in Philly, because then you can wait till the third round and take Trotter Jr. there probably. Or your second round pick, maybe, and reach a little bit there. Maybe you trade your 2 seconds back, pick up extra assets. Who knows? Devin White can still get back to form. He's only 26. But an average or above average play from him is better than what exactly. Like, do we really want Nicholas Morrow? Do we really want to spend time getting hyped up over Nicholas Morrow? Do we really want to debate Christian Ellis again? Ben Van Summeren? We were relying on Ben Van Summeren coming up from the practice squad. A washed up Shaq Leonard at the trade deadline. Like, do we really want to do that? I mean, Zach Cunningham performed admirably last year. But come on. He was our best linebacker last year. And that's not good when Zach Cunningham's your best linebacker in 2024. We're better today than we were yesterday. And I am extremely happy with the deal. Devin has a Super Bowl ring, worked side by side by Levante David. I'm stoked about it, and perhaps he could teach Nakobe some things. Exactly. Nakobe and whoever we draft, because we are going to be drafting linebackers, maybe multiple. So it's a win-win. And the fact that my timeline after this news broke got flooded with negative comments, I was just shocked. Like, everybody wants a linebacker. He goes and gets a linebacker. No, I don't like him. He's terrible. Come on, people. Look past just the basic stats. He's an athletic freak with veteran experience and will be regenerated to join the Eagles, I think. Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I mean, it's not like he's 29, 30, been playing in the league for 10, 12 years or anything like that. He's 26. He's 5 years in the league. Relatively healthy career. Played with greats. Played under greats. Learned from greats. I can't find the basis for negativity in this deal. Howie Roseman is going all in. We could still pick up Justin Simmons or Cam Curl signed. It broke this morning. Washington? Chicago? I know I saw breaking news this morning that Cam Curl signed somewhere. And it was a pretty relatively inexpensive deal. I think it was like 2 years, $10 or $12 million, Dave. So Cam Curl is off the board. I just forget where he signed. Cooper versus Trotter Jr. feels like Dean versus Devin Lloyd. It does. It really does. How is Devin Lloyd doing his career? I haven't really kept track of him. I'm not sure if he's performing well or not. And again, Cooper's going to go early. Trotter should go later, like Nakobe Dean, like Devin Lloyd. So it's very, very, very similar. Hey, stop trashing Bills, linebacker Romero. Oh, that's right. He signed with the Bills. Good for you. Good for you. Devin White's still good. Devin White's still good. And he has been great. What do not want to get behind it at linebacker again? Anything $4 million or under? I mean, he spent $6 million on all of our linebackers last year. He just spent 7.5 on one. What is up, Maurice? It is Howie season, baby. He's killing it. I have never, Maurice, seen this type of Howie Roseman before. We keep saying Howie Roseman keeps evolving from his early days when we used to crush him for, Jalen Reagor type picks, Ortega Whiteside type picks, reaching, just try to outsmart everybody. Howie's out there just building a championship contender. Now, that's what he's doing. And I firmly believe obviously he's not done. There's the draft. There's still roster spots to fill. He's not done making big, bold moves. I'm telling you, if Patrick Surtain gets traded, I would say the Eagles are the front runners to get him because Howie is being as aggressive as possible right now. And he's not going to let some of these other aggressive teams, Washington's being aggressive. They just traded Sam Howell yesterday to Seattle. Good, whatever. They're not making great moves, but they're making a lot of moves. They're trying to be aggressive. Howie's not going to let somebody like them swoop up and get Patrick Surtain. Howie is going to be aggressive, and if he gets moved, Howie is going to be right there in the thick of things, making sure Patrick Surtain's an Eagle. We support an organization that tries to win. We can't. This is like the perfect comment here. They want to win. They try to win all the time. That's why the Eagles never go through a process level rebuild like the Sixers, who absolutely stink. The Rams, not the for some reason I was thinking the Commanders. I don't know what made me think that. Is that where he played? No, I don't know what I was thinking, but I do know I saw Cam Curl get signed, for sure. It was the Rams. But our organization wants to win every year, and yet people still find reasons to complain. It breaks my heart. There's just some people that just want to be negative. And I put that out on Twitter yesterday. I'm like, the only people that want Justin Fields to be the backup quarterback in Philly are the media, locally and nationally. So at the first time Jalen Hurts has a bad game, they can start pushing the narrative of negativity and be like, Justin Fields should be starting, not Jalen Hurts. That's all. People thrive on negativity. It's nauseating, honestly. It really is. If you care to comment, I have never seen so many mids getting huge deals. It's an easy comment to make, TMC. The salary cap went up $600 billion. When more money is there to be spent, more money is going to get spent. When the salary cap rises, the average salary per position rises. It's pretty simple. Economics. It really is. It's unfortunate, but it is. I've never seen a year where so many big money players are just waived and GMs don't mind eating it. It's because they're just trying to, if you need to waive somebody, this is the year to do it. You got extra cap space. Everyone had massive cap space, not just the Eagles. This is the year to eat dead cap money. Or overpay and bring in talented players because you got a lot of cap money. I mean, look at the Chargers. They just got rid of Mike Williams and Keenan Allen. Keenan Allen got traded to the Bears for a 4th-round pick. Bears went out and got DeAndre Swift. Went out and got Keenan Allen. And they're talking about trading Justin Fields. Yeah, it's just like the Giants get rid of Saquon and finally get an offensive line. The Bears finally get some weapons on offense, and they're going to get rid of their quarterback. Poor guy. Curtis Samuel. I know. I'm actually a huge Curtis Samuel fan. The Bills got him. I think Curtis Samuel is better than Gabe Davis. There, I said it. It's a massive upgrade. He's a really good. If he could stay healthy, he's had injury history, but if he could stay healthy, he's a very, very good receiver. Hear me out. If Dre Greenlaw recovers from his injury, I'd take him too. He's very talented linebacker. Sure. Why not? Howie is going to continue to be extremely aggressive over the next, what's the draft? The 25th of April. So we're about 5 weeks from the draft. From now till the end of the draft, I expect at least one more massive move and a lot of little moves, obviously. And this team is being reshaped in the new images of Vic Fangio, of Kellen Moore. It ain't changing. Howie's going to continue to try to go all in. Huff is best edge you have had in a while. That is incorrect because Reddick is. He's basically Reddick 3 years ago when we traded for him or signed him and brought him in here. Similar type deal too. Reddick and Sweat, that those two pieces still have to of the shoe still have to drop. Whether one gets traded, one gets cut, both get traded. Neither. We still need some answers or resolution to the Josh Sweat, Hassan Reddick situation in the Philadelphia Eagles defense. And then we can have a better idea of where this defense is and what more draft capital we have and assets we have to make trades and whatnot. Still went to the Jets. I thought it was the Giants. I saw New York. So we'll have to rebuild the tight end room. Oh, no. We need to rebuild the tight end room anyway, Duck. Jack still stinks. Sorry. I know he's a good blocking tight end. I said it last year, Duck, on this show. Needed an upgraded tight end too. Now here I am saying it again. Still need an upgraded tight end too. And Howie will do it. There's some good tight ends in the draft. There's always tight ends available in free agency. I haven't really looked at the free agent market at this point, but I did not realize how much did cap go up. It went up to over, I don't know what it was last year, but they were projecting it to go up to $250 million. I think it was like 240 something last year. Then it ended up going up to almost 256. So every team gained an extra 10 to 15 million in cap space this year on top of whatever they had freed over last year. When your cap goes up that much, everybody, the Eagles had over 40 some million dollars to spend on the first day of free agency. They were only the 11th highest cap space. There were 10 teams with more than the Eagles. The Washington Commanders had almost 100 million in cap space this year. And there were teams in the 70s in cap space this year. There was a lot of money to be spent. Then there was like 6 or 7 teams that were over the cap, like the Chargers. That's why they're trading away half their team. Philly's buddy crying Caleb will fix the Bears. Who's my buddy? I don't know. I don't know anybody saying that. I'm not a Caleb fan. Curtis Samuel's much better than Gabe Davis. Absolutely. Time for UFO. Yeah. They were expecting 3 to 4 million, and it was more than double that. Exactly. The cap just went up. It gave every GM the opportunity to be aggressive. Now, a team like Washington is spending all their money, and I don't know if I necessarily agree with all, like, they're just mix matching pieces. The Eagles are complementing what they already have. Getting Saquon. It's not like they went out and spent money on a big wide receiver. They already got a couple wide receivers. They went out and got a running back. You know, they didn't get another big-time defensive tackle. They've invested heavily there. They improved the edge, and they improved linebacker and safety, parts that were weak last year. The Eagles are methodically working through it, and that's what's so good. None of the signings that the Eagles have made so far were excessive of what they've already had. The point is, read the guarantee. These $30 million contracts can be gotten for gotten of a third. Well, they normally are a third. Reddick is great, but I think of him, edge. Yeah, it is. It's the Fangio system. He went to the Giants, not the Jets. You guys are all over the place with the answers to my questions. I don't know. He went somewhere in New Jersey. Why Jack Stahl would want to go anywhere in New Jersey to play football and play on that MetLife turf, God knows. I highly doubt this, Dave. Aqua Bowman will never get used. I mean, Dallas Goedert was out for 5 games last year, or 4 games in 5 weeks. He actually saw the field one game, like 56% of the snaps, if I remember correctly, and he still didn't catch a pass. Or maybe he caught one pass. I don't know. Alberto, I have no idea why they brought him in last year. I don't know why they brought him back this year. But maybe. Maybe he is the guy. Maybe a full offseason, learn the offense. I don't know. Make it make sense. Make the Alberto thing make sense. I don't know. If you want to swing for the fence, if Trey White gets healthy, he could be a top 5 cornerback. I hate when you have to say if they can get healthy. If. Ifs and buts, candies and nuts there, TMC. Your buddy crying Caleb Williams. Who? I don't know what buddy of mine is crying this. I don't have a Bears fan that's a buddy. Just so you know. And it's definitely not me because I think Caleb Williams is going to be a big bust. Jack Stoll so mid, of course. Aqua is good, but Hurts didn't like him. Oh, it's Hurts' fault. And Aqua Bowman couldn't get on the field up. My bad. One of those people trying to tell me everything is Jalen Hurts' fault. Giants fans showing tape of Devin missing tackles. You got Daniel Jones. Shut up. Yeah, exactly. Giants fans crying in one breath, burning their Saquon Barkley jerseys, and then in the next breath out here saying he stinks anyway. Giants fans are just crybabies because they're stuck with Daniel Jones and his god-awful contract. Is there a contract in the NFL worse than Daniel Jones' 4 years, 100? I really, truly mean this. Is there a worse contract than Daniel Jones getting $160 million? I would take all of Kirk Cousins' contracts. And if he plays out his current contract in Atlanta, that means he would have been paid $400 million in his career. I would take 10 Kirk Cousins over one Daniel Jones contract. That's how bad the Giants are. And that's why they cry. Because the Giants stink. So the NFL is investigating Philly for Barkley contact. Yeah, I saw that. I did see that. James Franklin, Penn State head coach, I guess made some comments. Now, Barkley said at his presser yesterday that James Franklin just misunderstood him. I don't know. You know what? If Saquon Barkley leads us to a Super Bowl, I could care less about the tampering chart. What did New England get fined? I think New England a few years back got fined for tampering. I think they gave up like a second-round draft pick and like $500,000 or $500 million. I don't know what it was. Whatever that'll be similar to what happens to the Eagles if it gets found. Dude, there's tampering everywhere. Just don't say anything stupid. And James Franklin is obviously James Franklin will never get a job coaching the NFL after those comments. I try to love you, my man. I am always positive and uplifting deep down inside. I'm trying to be positive because Howie's giving me reason to be positive. It's Friday. I don't want to start the weekend on a negative note. Negativity is for Monday, overreacting. Friday is for going out with a bang. And stay tuned. We'll go out with a bang, 9 a.m. Kylee will be joining us for Phillies Phridays. 15 minutes of Phillies talk every Friday with Kylee from Bell Smashers Pod. She'll be joining us in about 30 minutes. Kellen used tight ends well, and he's a 6'5", 250-pounder. Yeah. I don't know. I'm sure you understand my lack of confidence in the Albert O part of the tight end room. I'm sure you can understand why I'm not confident in it. What's up, EC1? Devin White, Super Bowl champion. I think he's going to have a bounce back year. I like the signing. I don't know why there's so many people that don't like the signing. Begging for linebackers. Here's a linebacker, a former All-Pro linebacker. Oh, I don't want him. Seriously. Mariota's thinks he didn't get paid. He got paid like $8 million. A quarterback getting $8 million? That's like us making minimum wage. Seriously. Could cost the Eagles a first and a third, the tampering. If we win a Super Bowl, I could care less. Dolphins lost first for Brady. Okay. So it could be a first. I don't care. Howie's fraud. What? A fraud. Devin terrible. You got washed running back. Obviously, whoever Joey Glads is not an Eagles fan. God. Obviously not. Like, should we just... I'm sorry for everybody else in the comments. We might just leave this up for a little while. Oh, he's got a couple more. Oh, he's a New York Giants fan because he's excited about giving $150 million to Brian Burns. Get the hell out of here. And imagine a Giants fan. I can see your picture on my side screen. Now I can tell it's a New York thing. I couldn't tell on this one. This screen, I see it. Complaining, crushing Jalen Hurts when your starting quarterback is Daniel Jones. Guys, I'm going to ignore the comments for a second because I'm just going to battle with this Giants guy for a second. Really? Really? You're going to crush the Eagles when your New York Giants have Daniel Jones commanding the ship. You're just bitter and jealous of Philadelphia Eagles, the organization and the fan base. Let's be honest. You don't even know if you're in Jersey or New York. You play on the shittiest turf in the NFL, in the world. Your team stinks. Hasn't won a damn thing in God knows how long. And you're going to worry about us? Come on. Get out of here. Maurice, right. There's always controversy when you're a scary opponent. They got to find a reason for it because they can't fathom it. Absolutely. Giants fans crying in here. Dude got benched. You're getting benched. The Giants can't bench Daniel Jones because you wasted $160 million on him. Dude, I don't even know why I don't even know why I'm engaging this guy here. I'm not sure because all opinions matter. We come in Sheagles. How are you? Yeah, Daniel Jones. Woo, shaking out of my boots. Remember when we lost everything during the Depression? Then Nitro yelled at us, he positive. It's only up from here. I know. Nitro's always a positive. Yeah, Brian Burns, give him $30 million a year. Yeah. Yeah, I know. This is entertaining. Yeah, guys, just pile in the comments on this Giants guy. Keep it polite, but just pile on the comments with this guy. And while you're doing it, hit the like button. If you do not hit the like button on this video right now, that means you think this idiot Giants fan in the comments section trolling us is accurate. Yeah, seriously. Okay. Can we have positive overreaction Monday? You want me to do a positive overreaction? I'm going to write it down. I hope I don't forget this. Positive overreaction Monday. I wrote it down in big letters at the bottom of my notebook, so I try not to forget it, Nitro, okay? Giants are seething. They're seething. They're depressed. They're sad that they know their season's already over. He lost. Help him find his way. Yeah, it's okay. He can come in and help my algorithm. Sure. I don't care. Let him go, Nitro. Get him, Phil. Yeah, no. We're having fun with this Giants guy. Brian Burns regressed if we want to do that. I didn't. Yeah. Stop. Don't forget the $40 million. I know. $40 million a year to Daniel Jones, and you're laughing at Eagles fans for giving 7 to Devin White because Jalen Hurts isn't good enough. Hilarious. Yeah, 24-6 Eagles in the last 30 minutes. Yeah, imagine being that bad and still try. Hey, you know what? I will say, based off of your comment, Jake, more power to the Giants fans. Hey, a true fan never gives up on their team. So I give the Giants fan credit for coming to this Philadelphia stream and bad-mouthing the Eagles. It takes guts to do it. I love it. I love it, for sure. That Giants fan just made the list. Made the list. It's funny, though. I love it. Giants will lose to Carolina. What is up, Adam? Good morning. Greens and salutations. Stacked. Super Bowl or bust. Howie is definitely putting together a roster that he hopes makes that Super Bowl run. For sure. Burns wants out by week 5 of this upcoming season, not in the next 5 years. It's going to be week 5, and he's going to want out. And I'm not saying this is not a joke. Not hoping for an injury. Brian Burns is probably going to be one of those guys that tears an ACL week 1 because he decided to go there. Well, he didn't decide. He got traded there, but he signed the extension. They do need a full rebuild. They really do. I mean, they've already pretty much stripped it all the way down, but they still got Daniel Jones. And instead of keeping it stripped down and drafting young talent, they go out and trade and get Brian Burns, which makes no sense. Howie Roseman is doing so well. I have nothing to complain about. Mista doesn't have anything to complain about. That's a good thing. At least the Phils start soon and we can bitch him. Because we need something negative in our life, right? We can talk about the Sixers if you want to be negative. Sure. Why not? Don't get mad because you have a tough front on. Yeah, exactly. Man, this Giants fan, I don't know who this. So we got a Giants fan spam in the comments. Fine, whatever. Help my algorithm out. It's good. Now, hold on. New York midgets. Yeah. Now we got Washington guy. Brutal youngin. Washington up, baby. Dirty Birds. I don't know if that's a positive thing about Washington or what. But I think I'm getting spammed by a lot of other teams today in the comments. Eagles Nation, what are we doing? Why are we letting so many other people get their comments in here? Was Boston Scott an upgrade from Barkley? We're going to get Jones off our books, new team, new identity. He's still your quarterback right now, Joey. Oh, man. Giants fans trash talking us when you've got Daniel Jones making $40 million a year and Brian being $70 million next year are going to go to Daniel Jones and Brian Burns. And you're crushing the Eagles? I love it. Devin White can't tackle. He's terrible. Yeah. The Giants fans would be doing cartwheels right now if Devin White signed with them. Would be. How about Adam Peters? Who? Adam Peters. Who? Adam Peters. Barkley was fumbling nonstop. We got you got Devin Singletary. Let's just give you the Super Bowl trophy right now. The Sixers are so damn depressing, Duck, that I'm trying my damnedest not to talk about them. I'm trying. I'm your bestie now? Wow. I didn't know we were so close, Kylie. Kylie. Didn't know that. I'm so honored. Can't wait to see you on the stream in 25 minutes. Phil, let them. I'm letting them participate. I'm putting every one of them up. Washington is better than y'all boys this year. What? What? You're crazy. You're crazy. Yeah. Washington with Marcus Mariota as your starting quarterback right now is better than the Philadelphia Eagles. Not true. You guys going to get a rude awakening. Saquon Barkley is DeMarco Murray. Maybe. And I have brought that conversation to the table before, Joey. I don't know. But you know what? We're better than the Giants, and that's all that matters. Giants ain't making the playoffs in 2024. Barkley ain't running on none D-line nasty. That doesn't make sense, but okay. 2.0, you got Kellen Moore. He sucks. You got Daniel Jones. So every negative comment you're going to say, my answer is very valid. You've got Daniel Jones. Danny Dimes tripping over his 2 feet. Come on. Exactly. Danny who? 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 Hey, bestie. Now everybody wants to be my bestie now. K1, shut these Giants and Commanders fans up. The Commanders don't even know what their name is. Yeah, then we upgraded from Devin Singletary. Exactly. The Giants fan. I love seeing all this Giants and Washington hype in the comments. Why are the trash showing up in not the dumpster day? The trash doesn't get picked up on Fridays. It's a union thing. You know, we drafted a quarterback at number 2. So you think a rookie quarterback is going to be better than going to beat the Eagles? Come on. You would have been better off keeping Sam Howell. We need to pitch in and buy Giants guy a stop shirt. Stop. Yeah, stop. Nothing like Murray. Stop. Not even same running back. Exactly. Sam Howell and Mariota washed up Earth. Sam Howell isn't there anymore, Adam. He got traded yesterday to Washington, I believe. Or Washington traded him to Seattle. So that's over. Y'all choked the Super Bowl. Forget our name. When was the last time Washington was in a Super Bowl? When was the last time Washington was even remotely good? We literally just played in a Super Bowl 2 years ago. We won one 6 years ago. Come on now. Let's not start counting. All right? Let's not do that. Yeah. Giants fans were hoping for a Brock Purdy with a Danny DeVito taller nephew. Yeah, they were. Guess what? Didn't happen. No O-lines. I know. Show him the shirt. Oh, you want me to show him the shirt? Yeah, this is my shirt. To you Giants fans, I'll just put a Giants logo and say, stop. Get out of here. Available at my t-shirt store. Link in the description of the show. Also, Core 12, Fairway to Heaven, the original, plus a lot of other things. So make sure you check it out, guys. I greatly appreciate it. 2 bottom feeders talking spicy. I love it. This was totally not what I expected today. Did not expect to have Washington Commanders fans talking trash. I did not expect New York Giants fans talking trash. Where's Lucio, the greatest Cowboys fan in the world? At least he has realistic conversations with us when he joins the conversation in the chat. At least he would say something negative about his Cowboys. Giants fans and Commanders fans are delusional. Delusional. What is going on with this world today? Redskins won a Super Bowl when the dinosaurs walked the earth. Then the Ice Age happened. The whatever they call when the big iceberg crushed it and wiped them out. And I haven't been shit since. Get a quarterback. Oh, because Darius Slay and James Bradbury might not be very good anymore, but that's the answer? That's your worry? That's why the Commanders are better? Because our quarterbacks aren't great anymore? Come on now. Let's be realistic for a second. Washington has no quarterback. They are going nowhere. The New York Giants overpaid massively for their below-average quarterback. They ain't going anywhere. Just the Cowboys will finish with a better record in 2024 than Washington and New York for sure. Mark it down. And I hate the Cowboys, but at least I'm realistic to know that the Cowboys are better than those two slummers of teams. Yeah. Washington was getting the Broncos, the broomsticks, like the midgets do Washington a new stadium name. They ain't winning anything with Josh Harris in charge anyway. Should be better next season, but they are calling out the Eagles, who have only missed one playoff in the last 10 years. Exactly. Cold cut. Just getting ready for Cowgirl fans to show up. 96. Yeah, look, we have one Cowboys fan that does join in every so often in the chat, and at least he's the most level-headed, Lucio, Cowboys fan. We have real honest discussions with him in the chat. These Giants and Washington fans, man, they're insanity. They must have woke up on Friday and said it's 5 o'clock somewhere. Started knocking back some shots of tequila at 8 a.m. Bradbury actually stayed healthy all year last year, so I don't know what that is. But Bradbury is trash. But he's 1 year removed from being an all-pro. Don't forget that. I mean, yeah, we got it. Next, Giants fans will say Danny Dimes is better than Eli. Well, debatable. Eli Manning, overrated Super Bowl winner. I hope Washington takes Jaden Daniel. What, so we can whoop up on him? Yeah, he's a dud. I think a lot of the quarterbacks in this year's draft are going to be duds. I'm getting Zach Wilson year-level vibes from this quarterback class. Just my opinion. From very minimal film watching. Just my opinion. It was documented in the Smithsonian on stone tablets, yes. Moses came down from the mountains with the 10 Commandments and the pamphlet from the Super Bowl win from Washington. Okay? He had that. He bought that from the concession stand while he was on the mountain getting the 10 Commandments, Moses. That was the last time Washington won the Super Bowl. Cowboys might have a better record than both of them combined. Very possible. Very, very possible. The fact that nobody has won back-to-back NFC East in how long? Dallas won last year. The Giants and Commanders aren't winning one. Because the Eagles are winning the division. Cowboys are falling off. Y'all had a fluke season. We had a fluke season. We've made the playoffs 3 years in a row. 9 of the last 10 years. How have we had a fluke season? I'm curious. Explain what making the playoffs 9 out of 10 years is a fluke. I'm sorry. I'm just curious. Has Daniel Jones taken anybody to the playoffs 3 years in a row? First 3 years as a starter? No. Has anybody in Washington done that? No. Get out of here. Oh, wait. What's the Commander Stadium name? Y'all lost FedEx. Yep, dude. I will give Josh Harris one thing. Josh Harris likes to make money. He might never lead Washington to a Super Bowl, but he's going to improve FedEx Field or whatever the hell it's called. He will get that stadium improved and a new one built because it's all about the money. And he knows building a new stadium equals so much revenue. So that will get fixed at some point. The Cowgirls are always in contention because they have talent on the field. Thank God for JJ as an aptitude. Yeah, for sure. It's Commander Stadium. It's called Commander Stadium. You can't even get a sponsor for your stadium. That's how much of a dump it is. You got to name the stadium after the team. Oh, man, this has been the most entertaining 45 minutes I've ever done here. Cowboys did sign someone last night. Can't remember who. Who? Who? Who cares? Yeah, Zach Ertz. Good for you guys. Yeah, talk about washed up. Everyone wants to say Devin White is washed up. Zach Ertz is washed up. That's all. Bobby Wagner. Who? Brett Ripken. Boomer uncle. Commanders, you command L's. I command you to get me a sandwich. It probably sounded funnier when you were typing it than it came out. Sorry, just saying, EC1. As me rereading it, it's not quite as comical. Just saying. Sounds like a Cowboys love story. Don't matter if you're going to lose every time. I predict Cowboys third, Giants fourth. Do you think Washington's finishing in second place? Get the fuck out of here. Josh Harris will lose interest when he buys a baseball team. Yeah. Oh, man. Jura Jones cares more about views than win. Yeah, Jerry Jones is very disappointed that Taylor Swift is dating Travis Kelce and not Dak Prescott or somebody on the Cowboys because that would mean more to him than the actual football team. Ertz was so washed. We are actually having debate. I feel like this is a grown man versus little kid. Yeah. Respect your elders for sure. Washington is going to be so much better than last year. Our roster's up there after free agency. Now, I will say, you guys have made a lot of moves. My question is, who's your quarterback? You're not winning with a rookie. You're not winning with Marcus Mariota. 2, do all the pieces match? And I don't know if all the pieces match together. You got a new regime. Realistically speaking, if you want to have a realistic conversation, you can't say you're sure about Washington yet. Are they on the right direction? Sure. But they are nowhere near competitive enough to be a playoff team yet. Maybe if all the balls bounce the right way, they squeak into the wild card, but they're nowhere near competing for a Super Bowl like the Eagles are at this point. We can have that realistic conversation if you want. New York and Washington, it seems they are missing some kids. Yeah. Check the back of your milk cartons. You think a team will suck worse than the Giants? I don't know. Yeah. Who was it? Denver. Denver's going to barely win one game next year. Cowgirls signed former Chargers Eric Hendricks. That's right. Kendricks Frank Gord. Somebody. You such hater. I thought it was good. Dude, it probably looked good, my man. Let me reread it one more time for you. Where was it? It's too far up here. It's too far up in the comments now. Who you got? Washington. They got a lot of people. Kelce was a much safer pick for Taylor Swift than Dakota Prescott, allegedly. So what if we trade up for Caleb? What do you say? I think Caleb is extremely overrated and is going to be a bust. He's got Caleb Williams, and this is not a Washington bash, and I've said this before on the show because we do this live every single day at 8 a.m., 5 days a week for 90 minutes a day. I've been saying it since day one. Caleb Williams, I think, is far too immature to get drafted in the first couple picks because when you're drafted 1 overall, you're expected to step in and lead a franchise immediately. He is far too immature to lead a franchise. He needs to go somewhere with an established quarterback. I'd like to see the Jets trade up and take one. Then at least he can sit there and learn from Aaron Rodgers. You know, he needs to go somewhere where he can sit and hold a clipboard. But number 1 overall picks don't get that option. So he is going to have to learn on the fly, which I don't think he is mature enough to do that. If anything, I would take the other guys further down in the first round than 1 overall Caleb Williams. That's just my opinion. What moves? Let's get real. You signed Scrubs, Cowboys players. Yeah. Taylor will dump Travis after her tour. Definitely. Really. I don't know. They're either going to get married or they're going to break up before the next season starts, for sure, in my opinion. Washington's defense is solid. They need to work on the O-line and quarterback. Wide receivers, okay. Yeah, I mean, they're good. They've gotten better. They might compete with the Cowboys for second place. Doubtful, but they might. No UFL football in this chat, please. Don't encourage him. man. Oh, we got somebody else. Dex, man. I'm scared to read comments because I don't know how many Cowboys and Commanders and Giants fans are in the chat. When I see a new name, no offense, Dex, I don't know who you are. I'm scared. I've been getting spammed by Giants and Commanders fans all show. Do you think Barkley will be a DeMarco Murray situation? I think they're different types of running backs. I think Saquon Barkley is more. DeMarco Murray's problem was he was an I formation, Derrick Henry type running back, being forced to run that quick pace, up tempo, shotgun, RPO, Chip Kelly offense. It was never going to work. I think Saquon Barkley's skill set is more conducive for what the Eagles run than DeMarco Murray. And I'm hoping that he can handle the shotgun formation. And I think Saquon is more fit for it than Murray was. And that was the problem. The Murray situation failed because Chip Kelly didn't want to run Murray the way he was supposed to be run. That's all I'll say on that. Okay, watch. This ain't Ron Rivera team no more. Ooh. Commanders signed free agent safety Jeremy Limp. Like, I think it's a joke, but is there really a football player named Limp? I'm not sure. Dude, this has been great content. I almost am disappointed that Kylie's coming on in 10 minutes to talk Phillies for 15 minutes. Unfortunately, it's a regular segment. I've already booked her. We're going to have to go to Kylie in 8 minutes here. But yeah, this has been hilariously great. Barkley will be fine behind this line. Exactly. We are definitely drafting a running back. Tugboat. It's paddle boat, Ron. Y'all don't even have two healthy safeties. Y'all got CJ back, and y'all rookie is hurt. And we have Reed Blankenship. And we did dude, we're literally 5 days in the offseason. We have fixed half our team. You guys have done jack shit. Let's just say. We have gotten better. And we were already better. And we've gotten better. Yeah. I'm trying to be polite. Oh, it's not Jeremy Limp, it's Jeremy Chin. Oh, okay. So it was a joke. But it would have been really funny if that was somebody's name in the NFL. I'm just saying. Chin, see you, Barkley. Yeah. Only way they could have been better named, yeah, Richard Limp. Yeah. Hold on. I'm feeling like a 12-year-old child, so I want to just leave this joke up for a little bit longer. Yes, comedy, gold. Come back with brutal takes. Man. Chin. Reed sucks. Not a fan, but rather have CJ over Chin. Agreed and agreed. I don't know if he sucks, Reed, but I think he's a little overrated. Barkley not running on Jonathan Allen, Payne, Bobby Wagner, Chin, Limp, Chin, Richard Limp, whatever. If you're going to crush Devin White, we could crush Bobby Wagner. Yeah, Jonathan Allen's really good. You got a better defense than last year? Sure. See, I can say that. I can be honest and say your defense has improved. Sure. Your new head coach is a great defensive mind. Sure. You still have no quarterback. At least you had Sam Howell threw for 400 yards on us. Now you got nobody. Marcus Mariota ain't thrown for 400 yards in the season. Caleb Williams ain't doing shit. Tell Kylie it's not baseball season. Sorry. I can't dedicate 15 minutes out of 7.5-hour shows a week to baseball. Who are the Commanders? Go back to your basement. They might even change their name again. They might not even be the Commanders in a year. It's fire season, however. Yeah, of course. Who let you come out? Yeah. The Stallions. The Washington Stallions. Blankenship is at his ceiling. He ain't an NFL starter, but a good off the bencher. I do agree. I think he is overachieved. But his best overachieving season was when he had Chauncey Gardner-Johnson next to him. Just saying. Good morning, Eric. You've missed a doozy of a first hour of a show. Of all shows for you to miss, I almost say you need to be part of the replay gang and go back and rewatch at least minute. When did the first Giants fan come in? About 15, 20 minutes in this show? Guys, Eric needs to go back and watch the first 15 to 40 minutes of this show. Y'all don't have a quarterback. God damn. Imagine being a team that's Daniel Jones or Sam Howell last year as your starting quarterback and trying to criticize Jalen Hurts. Just imagine the cojones, the marbles on somebody with that as your quarterback situation and trying to crush Jalen Hurts. This chat for winners only. Yeah. Ask these commies fans about, they'll probably say that Godfather 3 is the best mobster movie of all time. And believe it. Jalen Hurts will not have a good year next year without Kelce. Stop. Stamp it. Yeah, I've already booked I've booked my tickets to New Orleans. Phil sparring with Brute. Look, it's fun. Mitchie Poo, are you missing? Mitchie Poo, you missed probably the greatest trending in the AM first hour that has ever existed. You need to go back and watch the replay. We need Curl. Curl signed last night, late last night with the Rams, as I was corrected in saying. Washington needs to get a quarterback like Shane Falco. Hey, I don't want Washington getting no sugar Shane Falco. Oh, hold on, I gotta. Oh, wrong way. There's my Falco jersey back there. It's got heart. 6 stick stars. Glory lasts forever. Greatest huddle speech of all time. Washington, stale dreams. Dallas needs to find a running back. Yes. Washington possum plays dead before they roadkill. Yeah. Oh, Jesus. I've been suspended and put on playback duty. You need, dude, it's just been such a great first hour with Commanders and Giants fans trash talking. I love it. I absolutely love it. Do you think is Carson Wentz regrets? Do I have regrets? I have regrets saying Carson Wentz was the 4th best quarterback in the NFL a mere 4 years ago. That's my regret. You think Mariota is a good who's no. All right, I got to fire through these comments real fast. I got to leave the last Giants. Who has more Super Bowls? Because you won Super Bowls like 200 years ago. That counts. I'm sorry. I forgot. I'm just liking all these comments because Kylie's here. I'm just going to skip them all over. Welcoming, joining me on the For Mitchie Poo, the Tobias Harris Sucks hotline. We're just calling it that for one time. Just one time. Tobias Harris Sucks hotline. Freshly back with a little bit of tan from Clearwater, Florida, the great Kylee from Bell's Master Pod. Good morning, Kylee. How you doing?
Good morning. I'm great. How are you?
Very good. I got to ask you, have you been paying attention to this show at all? I know you're down in the Baltimore, Maryland region, so you get a lot of Commanders and Ravens stuff down there. The Commanders and the Giants fans have been bad-mouthing Eagles fans for the last hour in my chat.
I'm not surprised. I'll just leave it at that. I'm not surprised.
They're desperate for attention. I love it. We defeated you all. Y'all little undefeated streak. Dude, God.
Nice Super Bowl, I guess.
I don't know. Sometimes I don't even know what they're talking about. I don't. Yeah, that's right. It's Kylie. They're calling you Kylie Bay of the Core 12. Okay. All right. I see it. Y'all went 11-0 to just below playoffs. We were never 11-0 last year, so I don't know what you're talking about. Kylie, back fresh from Clearwater, Florida. First and foremost, congratulations on getting to cover the Phillies as a credential reporter down there. It's got to be a dream. I mean, I was jealous. I was living through you on that day.
Thank you. Yeah, it was cool. It was weird. It was obviously not something I'm used to, so it was a little weird and getting used to.
I mean, does it make you feel a little awkward? Because I've always imagined myself getting a credential, and I feel here on this show, I'm very confident, I'm very whatever. But I just kind of feel like I would tear up seeing my credential card for the first time, and then I'd walk into the media room and I would just start shaking. You got it right with you. I love it. I love it. Did it make you tear up a little bit?
A little bit.
Yeah. And what was that feeling like walking into the media center for the first time? Like it's got to be intimidating for the first time, right?
A little bit, yeah, because you have to, there's a certain way you have to act, and when I have to act that way instead of when I'm naturally acting that way, it's a little weird to get used to, but it was cool. I got used to it pretty quickly and met up with some people that I knew, and unfortunately the Phillies lost that game, but
So we're not allowed to send you to any regular season games or playoff games as a media member because they're going to lose then, right?
probably, yeah.
Okay, gotcha. All right. So the trip to Clearwater. I mean, how many games did you see while you were down there?
I went to 2 Phillies games, 1 Blue Jays, and 1 Orioles.
That is a lot of baseball in a week in Florida.
A lot of baseball.
That's a lot of baseball. All right. So from your firsthand account, I don't remember the game specifically that you were at, and you saw another game. What's your firsthand account of this Phillies team now that we're about a week and a half, 2 weeks from opening day?
Well, it's nice to see that they're kind of like doing what Thompson has said. So he wants to have people, the players kind of who are going to start earlier, play longer. Pitchers are going to pitch longer and get them more ramped up for the beginning of the season, so they can start out to a better start, because last 2 years wasn't so great. So it's nice to see that. I'm not worried about Schwarber. Schwarber starts off slow all the time, so that's the one thing. But the pitchers look good, and that's what I've really been looking at. Everybody looks good.
That's really interesting that he's changed his philosophy about trying to get these guys ramped up, because I've made it my pledge to not overreact in April to bad performances, but yet Rob Thompson sees that has been an issue for this team for several years. Well, actually, honestly, dating back till I was a kid, which was before you were even born, the Phillies have always been a bad April team. Even in '93, they were a bad April team. Do you think it can pay dividends, or is playing these, because a lot of these guys that get to slow starts are, I don't want to say old, but they're older. Could it be a problem come middle of the year, later in the year? Or is Rob Thompson planning on having a philosophy of resting some of these guys a little bit more throughout the season?
I think with the better bench, especially with Whit Merrifield, who has been a ton of fun to watch this spring training. All he does is hit. So I think with the improved bench, maybe we'll see some guys play a little less to get them better for the long haul of Red October. That's sure to happen for a third straight year. So hopefully, with the bench, it's not going to be a slower start, because I don't know. It's tough.
Yep. You mentioned Mayfield. So obviously I said last week that I think Christian Pache is kind of like leader in the clubhouse for that last spot, which would then send Rojas back to the minors. I was following along the game a little bit yesterday, and I was just thinking about how Whit Mayfield would be that bench guy, that platoon guy. But now I'm kind of thinking, if Pache's the guy and Rojas is sent down, which I don't think they've made up their mind. I still think they're trying in the next 2 weeks to convince or to get Rojas on track. I really think that's the plan. What I see happening is not what I want to see happening, because I think Brandon Marsh should be an everyday player. And it really hurts me when Marsh gets benched 2 to 3 times a week for whatever rotation. But the vibe I'm getting right now, that it's going to be a massive rotation between Marsh, Pache, and Whitfield, where they're all going to play 3 or 4 games a week. And I don't know if that's the right move. I kind of want to see Marsh out there once he's fully. I mean, I know yesterday was his first game of spring. I really want to see Marsh out there every day, but I see more of that 3-man rotation between those 2 outfield spots.
Yeah, I definitely want. Marsh is absolutely an everyday player. He is,
but will he be? That's the problem.
That's the problem. Yeah, because Thompson loves his lefty-righty matchups, but I think I got this weird feeling that they're changing a little bit of what they believe in a sense, because they're trying to have a better beginning, and they're trying to do little different things that they haven't really tried to do of late. So hopefully the lefty righty matchup thing has changed as well, because Marsh, everyday player, and Merrifield, I don't want him taking at bats from Stott. I don't want him really taking at bats from Marsh, but that's really where he's going to be going if it's the lefty righty matchup that they like so much.
Yeah. Adam saying, is Jake Cave out of town yet? Jake Cave, if Pache makes the team and Rojas gets sent down, Jake Cave makes this team without a doubt, right?
Yep.
He might make the team even if Rojas makes the roster at this point, honestly, right? Or is Jake Cave only reliant on Rojas getting sent down to make this team?
I think he's only relying on Rojas.
Okay, so if Rojas gets sent down, so Adam, if you don't want Jake Cave here, you better hope Rojas turns around his spring training and gets it on par. You said the pitching looks good. There is still that cookie being dangled out there. Still, what is it, March 15th? Snell and Montgomery still have not been signed to a team. So it's going to be a question every Friday till they sign somewhere or in Philly.
Right.
Why are these two guys still not on a major league roster?
I thought for sure with the MRI on Garrett Cole's elbow that one of them was going to be a Yankee.
Yep.
Either Snell was going to go to the Yankees or Montgomery was going to go back to the Yankees. I had a very good feeling. I talked to some Yankees reporters, and I was like, I could see it happening. Guess not.
Yeah, right. Like I don't get it. Like that's the perfect. Like I figured they were waiting and holding out hope that someone would get hurt, and then they would get a bigger offer than what they've probably got 2 or 3 offers each on the table. And they're just holding hope that someone gets hurt or Cole goes down. I think they said a couple months at least.
Yeah, 1 to 2 months.
I mean, you would think the Yankees would pounce on one of those guys instantly, and they're not. I mean, it doesn't seem to make sense for me that these guys still can't make a decision on where they're going to go.
Boris agents, Boris clients.
Yeah,
right?
I guess it definitely is. And Tim's saying it's Snell's agent is Boris. He holds them for money. I mean, you can never question. People might not like Scott Boras, but his clients love him because he gets max value for every single. That is why you hire Scott Boras, because he's an a-hole, basically, right?
Yeah, it's very annoying for people like us, but
yeah,
I mean, there's a reason he was represented by Bryce Harper. There's a reason he's represented by Snell, Montgomery, and so many players. Stott, Bohm, Reese, just off the Phillies. So
right,
there's a reason for it, I guess. But it's annoying for us.
All right. So Clearwater, I got to know what places you hit. What did you get at Lenny's? What was your experience in Clearwater? Let me live vicariously through you. What places did you go to? And what was the best part of this trip outside getting to cover a credentialed media member for the first time?
So you're going to be a little upset with me. I was not able to go to Lenny's.
Oh, you're out. You're out. Bye-bye. Sorry. I just out. How dare you? What the hell?
So when we first got into Tampa, we had to get the rental car. We got a Dodge Charger, so that was awesome.
That's cool.
We went to go to Lenny's. We actually went to go to Lenny's because it was early in the morning before the Saturday game. So we were going to go to Lenny's and then go to the game. Lenny's was packed. I saw like 20 Philly fans standing outside. And I was like, all right, well, I'm not going there. So we ended up going to Chick-fil-A. Quick, easy, and then went to the ballpark. Such a downgrade, but still.
Yeah. It's like going to Barcelona or something like that. And instead of trying some tapas, going to McDonald's. Like, seriously.
Yeah, exactly
I'm kind of disappointed in you now, honestly.
I know. I'm disappointed in myself. But then we went to the game.
I think you should be booted for. You should get a 4-week timeout from PSN for that.
I know. But we went to the game, and after the game, we went to this barbecue place. I'm blanking on the name right now. But it's right. I'm pretty sure it's in Clearwater. We went there. Barbecue place is super good as always. Weston Wilson, I want him to make the roster. I want him to be on the opening day roster.
Yeah. What are his chances? Is Weston Wilson competing with J.K. for that last spot? If Rojas
so.
Or if Rojas makes the team, like what's the path to get Weston Wilson, who Big Allen you want on this team, to the team?
I think he would replace Cave.
It would just be to replace Cave. So who's having the better spring at this time, Weston Wilson or J.K.?
Last I saw was Weston Wilson. Right now he is batting 292 with the home run, 6 RBI, and 857 OPS. And then Jake Cave is batting. Oh damn! Talk too fast with the Wi-Fi. He's batting 368.
These things ready to go.
He's batting 368. That is not what I saw last time. Okay, so he's Jake Cave's definitely picked it up of late, but he only has 2 RBI and a 789 OPS. So,
and Weston Wilson is a right-handed hitter. Jake Cave's a left-handed hitter as well. And that's the thing. You always want that left-handed guy with even a slight bit of pop being able to come off your bench. Yeah. I kind of feel like that always gives Jake Cave the slight advantage. I think Weston Wilson has some serious pop as well. But, the left-handed pop off the bench is the thing that every team always wants, right?
Yeah, for sure.
That definitely puts him kind of a little ahead of, Weston Wilson as well. I didn't expect to get a Weston Wilson comment in the question section.
I didn't either.
I was not prepared for a Weston Wilson conversation. I wanted to bring up one more random Phillies topic with you here today before the show's over. Not prepped here. You're so young. You're not even old enough to realize this. I saw something the other day, and it made me feel so old. That Citizens Bank Park is celebrating 20 years of being open.
Isn't that crazy?
And it's 20 years ago. It was like a week or two ago that I saw that Citizens Bank Park officially was completed 20 years ago. And it made me think how old I am because I never got to have an underage beer at Citizens Bank Park. Every beer I ever bought at Citizens Bank Park was a legit beer. I'm just sitting here thinking, I can't believe that stadium is already 20 years old. And it's been that long since I had to watch a game at Veterans Stadium. You've been to a lot of baseball parks. I've been to a lot of baseball parks. Major league, minor league, spring training, all the above. There's no ballpark better, maybe in all sports, than Citizens Bank Park.
I do love Citizens Bank Park, but there's Camden Yards.
No, I don't think it's better. I've been to Camden Yards a half a dozen times.
The food isn't as good.
What?
The food's not as good.
No, the park isn't as good. There's something about the vibe at Citizens Bank Park. I don't know. I just get you got the city skyline in the background there. The sun always sets right out there in the outfield. I don't know. I think the vibe at Citizens Bank Park is up there as one of the, I've been to stadiums all around the world. I mean, outside of going and watching the Gladiators play at the Coliseum, I don't think I've been to any place better than Citizens Bank Park.
Well, with vibes, yeah, for sure. I mean, nothing tops CBP vibes. I mean, we've seen the postseason. We've seen when it's like on opening day. We've seen when it's like on a random Tuesday lately.
Absolutely.
Like, nothing tops the vibes at CBP. That's for sure.
I just love it. I was listening to last night on my way home from work. There was a Jimmy Buffett concert in 2005. It was my first Jimmy Buffett concert at Citizens Bank Park. It was a year after it opened. And he spent like in between two songs talking about for 5 minutes of how awesome this ballpark was. And it was his first time there. And it just made me think, I'm like, man, I remember being at that concert, but I also remember like that feeling when I went there for the first time, when it first opened. It's just, unless you were old enough to go to Citizens Bank or Veterans Stadium, I don't think you could truly appreciate how great Citizens Bank Park is. Citizens Bank Park, hands down, every time you walk in the gate, I agree with this, Adam. Every time I walk in the Citizens Bank Park, there's chills, there's goosebumps. What does The Rock say? The Rock does this when he shows off his goosebumps. That's me every time I walk into Citizens Bank Park.
Awesome.
Tim, I saw something the other day that made me feel old. Yeah. Oh, that's funny. And you want to come on this show, Tim? You want to be a guest on this show? And you're putting comments like that out there? Man, I don't know what's worse. Your comment here or her, Kylee, not going to Lenny's. I don't know what's worse today. My day has been ruined by Giants fans, Washington fans, Kylee, and Tim. 4 people have really annoyed me today.
Yeah, I've failed on this one. Because
that just means you have to go back again. That's all.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, that's all it is. I mean, you just might have to go 2 weeks from now again, right?
There's girl math, boy math. This is Phillies math.
Yeah, Phillies math means you got to go again, right?
But
I'm so old. Working at the warehouse on Packer Avenue when they were building says that warehouse. It was like my mom's like second cousin's husband owned that warehouse, and part of the deal they knocked a part of that warehouse. It was like a fish market warehouse or something down. Part of the package when they bought that property was Diamond Club seats for the last season at Veterans Stadium, and he took me, and I got to sit 2 rows behind home plate. That second row, right where the guy with the gun is. I was probably like 20 years old. Harry, shout out to Harry, rest in peace, my man. He took me and my brother. And let me tell you something. When you make fun of those guys, when those line drives come off the bat, foul right back, and you see people jump.
Yes.
Let me tell you something. It's a real thing. Okay?
It is.
It's scary as hell when that ball fouls back in your face.
It is. It really is.
You'll forget about it soon. You're old. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, thanks. Forget about it because I got like a Friday night at a pizza shop. So we are not agreeing. You're still chiming in about the Giants being better and the Commanders being better. Stop it, please. Kylee, I know you're a Phillies fan. I know you're a Devils fan, which is another checkmark. Are you just a fake Eagles fan, or were you always an Eagles fan? I know you're an Eagles fan now that you're part of PSN, but.
Nah, I've always been an Eagles fan. Die hard, always black green. There was no chance my mom was gonna let me root for any other team.
That's good to hear. Yeah, Duck. My last concert I saw at Dave Matthews was at the Veterans Stadium was Dave Matthews with Santana and the Roots in '99, and then again in 2000. Even though the Vet had the worst sound system in the world, it was the greatest concert I've ever seen. Santana with Dave Matthews and the Roots doing a 30-minute encore together. Some of the greatest concert viewing I've ever seen. And I've seen so many legends perform before. It's fantastic. I agree. We need to put curtains behind. Oh, man.
At least it's not
everybody's on fire today. I'm just telling you, Kylee. I mean, this is what I've been dealing with for the last hour and 20 minutes. It's been a little rough. But anyway, Kylee, so what's on tap this week for the Phillies? I mean, we've got about 2 weeks, right? When's opening day this year? It's like the 28th or
March 28th, 13 days
March
away.
28th. So we are 13 days away from opening day. This is the week where we really start to ramp up, really get the pitchers ready. Next week, they kind of taper it back down a bit, and then we got opening day. Will we have our roster set by the time you come on this show next Friday?
I think so, because Rob Thompson has been adamant on getting the starters ready. That's a long story. Rob Thompson has been
we don't need to get into that.
He's been adamant on getting the starters ready so they have a better start to the year and have a better record and try to go for the division, although the Braves are the Braves and they're annoying and they'll always be right there. So they're definitely going to try to fight for the division from what it sounds like. We'll see how that goes. So if they really want to get the starters ready, if they really want to do this, we will probably next week see the full lineup and have, or at least get ready to see it, because 13 days away. We'll be 6 days away a week from now. So got to get ready at some point.
Tim, absolutely Harper's in the MVP. And before opening day, we will do a full preview. We'll do one show before the Phillies game season starts, all Phillies predictions and stuff. And he was in the MVP conversation last year, and he missed 2 months.
Yeah.
So Harper is 1,000% one of the clubhouse leaders to be the MVP for sure. Zach Wheeler will be in contention for a Cy Young. This team is going to be stacked. This is probably going to be the year that I have my highest preseason starting win projection for the Phillies. The last couple of years I've been in that 85 to 87 range projecting. I'm pretty positive I'll be north of 30 wins for this team. when I make my prediction this year. And MVP
Wow.
is a sure thing. Wow, as in you're surprised I'll predict that high, or wow that I haven't predicted that high?
Both.
Okay, gotcha. 338 and 115. Yeah, I mean, if he doesn't hit 300, I'll be shocked. 38 home
Yeah.
runs, anywhere between 30 and 40 is okay. It's the RBI number for me that I need to see.
Yeah.
95 to 100, I don't know about that far, Adam. I don't know if I'm going to 100 wins or not.
Yeah. They
There's still
could.
some
They
back
could.
end pitching in the rotation and the bullpen questions. But the one thing we will all agree on, right, Kylie, is that Dave Dombrowski and John Middleton, just like Howie Roseman and Jeffrey Lurie with the Eagles, are all in. They're going
Yeah.
to do whatever it takes to, whether they get to 100 wins or not, it doesn't matter, to get them to the World Series. Dave Dombrowski has gotten the full go-ahead from John Middleton to be all in, right?
Yeah. And I mean, that's what you bring Dave Dombrowski to Philly to do. I mean, they brought him in the offseason before JT Realmuto's contract and extension. And everybody was like, well, he's going to get extended because Dave spends money. Middleton brought him in to spend his own money.
Yeah.
So
I love that. You bring somebody in to spend my money, you know?
Yeah. It's a fun time.
Like get married. You marry a wife to spend your money, right?
Exactly. That's what we do.
Anyway, again, thank you very much, Kylie. I know you just got back from Clearwater. Phillies Fridays with Kylie. I'll be back next week, maybe talking about what the final roster looks like. Will Snell or Montgomery be signed by next week? I don't know. We'll see, right? No? Well, they're going to pull a Pedro Martinez and get signed in July, right?
Yeah.
Basically. Well, thank you very much for your time today. And again, massive congratulations. Great job covering the Phillies. You represented yourself. You represented PSN super well doing that, Mom. All right.
Thank you. And thank you to PSN.
Yeah. Thank you. All right, guys. That was Kylie on the Tobias Harris Sucks hotline. That's the only time I'm saying that. I'm not saying it after today. All right. The Tobias Harris Sucks hotline. It will go back to the I have no sponsor hotline next week without a doubt. It's an even year. Nola will be that is true. That is very, very, very true. Carson never had to compete for anything in his life. The second we grabbed the backup quarterback. Did I miss some Carson Wentz comments in the comment section? I don't know. I was trying to ignore all the Giants conversation and Washington conversations as we were doing our 15 minutes of Phillies talk every Friday. Guys, I had to get to it. I know it kills the momentum of what was an otherwise great show. But no, I love talking Phillies baseball. And guys, when the dog days of summer are here, you know what we're talking about is Phillies on a daily basis. Hate to break it to you. I know K1 wants Flyers talk, but sorry. Phillies talk wins out over Flyers talk all the time. Just the way it is for me. But guys, this was a wild show. Go fund me to get Harris out of time. Yeah, I wish. The good old days, KYW News Radio 1060. Dude, we used to listen to that all the time. My dad always had that on in the car. We are old. I think I did see an old comment up here that I missed that I wanted to address. I think she's going for the 80 shot with the backlight and the fan. I did see the fan going in the background. Oh, this is the comment I wanted to address. Those warehouses were covered by old school South Philly Italian gangsters. I know. We'll just leave it at that. Okay. I know. All right. We'll just leave that comment at that because I know. Like I said, a distant family member, part owner of one of those warehouses. Just saying. Not going to comment anymore on that. We lost to Doc Rivers twice now. Thanks for ruining, Adam, a fantastic show. Like, why would you even bring this up? We've kept this fun, positive, outgoing, exciting today. And here goes Adam in the final 5 minutes, just pushing us off a cliff, pushing us out a window. Thanks, Adam. Way to bring the vibe down on this Friday. Much appreciated. Muchas gracias. That's Spanish for thank you very much. I think. I'm not sure. I remember KYW when I used to listen to that. You listen to it for traffic, the sports scores. If you didn't have the Daily Times in front of you, I was a Delco Times guy in my house growing up in Ridley, Duck. That was our daily paper, and then the Sunday Inquirer, the early edition that came out on Saturday. They were our thing. KYW News Radio 1060. See, I even remember the jingle and the way it would sound it and everything. Still owned by them. Just because Cisco moved in doesn't mean they don't still exist now. Absolutely. Over under 350 pizzas this weekend. Well, I hope it's the over, Tim. We'll just leave it at that. It's the weekend. There's 3 days. It's St. Patrick's Day weekend. I hope there's a lot of hungry, drunk people in Kennett Square this weekend, okay? I've got my Kennett Square Foxes shirt on, ready to rock and roll as soon as this show ends in the next 5 minutes. For school closures, absolutely, Maurice. You had to listen to it for school closings. It's the only way you knew. You had to wake up. You didn't get an email the night before or in the middle of the night. You had to wake up at 6 a.m. like you normally would. You'd have to sit by the radio. All right. School 1070 was closed. School 1020, 1021, 1022, 1027. Like, damn it, they skipped over my school number. Oh, that was only Delaware County. All right, now I got here Chester County. Love. That is such a great childhood memory, actually, Maurice. And thank you. As Adam was trying to bring the vibe of the show down with his Doc Rivers comment, you just brought me back to my childhood with this comment, and I love it. I love it. I love it. KYW News Radio 1060. KYW 1060, greater than Tobias Harris. Stepped up last night and played through an ankle injury. Is this a dream? He actually played better after the injury to the ankle than before the injury to the ankle. Just saying. It's a nightmare because there is now a reason for the front office to keep him. I love it. Getting dressed and waiting sucked to see if you were all. Yeah. I went to a Catholic school in elementary school. Holy Cross, Springfield. Go Crusade. I still got my 8th grade yearbook down here in the thing. Don't know why, but it was here for another reason. You still had to get your shirt tie. I had to have a shirt, a tie, a sweater, vest on, get dressed, and then it's school's closed. You're like ripping that stuff off and putting on your snow gear right away. The Scotty Scheffler hotline, and it was a brutal day for me and my picks. Hoagie's the only one of my picks that's even remotely in contention right now. Do you think Carson Wentz's eyesight was affected by his big nose when throwing the football? We're still in the chat. We're still there. I'm just going to say this. Current version of Carson Wentz, I would still take over any garbage quarterback on the Giants or Commanders right now. Give me Carson Wentz over everything those two teams have combined at the quarterback position. Just saying. His big, yeah, exactly. His ego was 15 likes. That's it. What's up with that? If you know, you know. Your brain doesn't register your nose, even though it's in your eyesight. I don't know if this is a joke or real. Maybe. I'm not sure. Best show of the Training AM since the show. This might have been one of the best shows. I mean, it's completely outlandish, and we discussed nothing of substance. But thank you to random Giants and Commanders fans of setting the tone. I mean, they actually did something good for a change. They created great content for us Eagles Nation. And every single person watching this show better have hit the like button, better have hit the share button. But after the show's over, y'all better go tell everybody to watch the first 45 minutes of this show. Because, god damn, that was some entertainment right there. I don't think I've laughed that hard in ages. Did you get paddled or rollered across the finger? No. We got the steel finger. Sister Mora. She can hit you with her 2 fingers in your chest. It can knock you 15 miles back. And if Big Al's in the conversation, he knows all about Sister Mora and the steel finger. Okay? He knows. Rumor was Holy Cross was built around Sister Mora. She was already on the property in Springfield where it is. Bishop and Springfield there. All right? The school was built on top of her. She would sit there with that steel finger. She would throw an eraser occasionally when she wasn't falling asleep. But yeah. Carson Wentz would be decent in New York or Jets. Hell, even the Broncos for sure. Maybe the Broncos will get him. Are you going to night 1 or night 2? Supposed to be going to both. Sean, where you at? Still haven't gotten those tickets. Those tickets I won have not come in the mail yet. Trubisky over any quarterback. Yeah, exactly. I had to kneel on the ledge of the coat closet with arms out and Bible on the palms. Yeah, they didn't make me do that. I was actually a golden child. I could do no wrong. I remember one time, I think it was like 3rd or 4th grade, I got into a big fight. Maybe it was a little older than that. Maybe it was like 5th or 6th grade. Got into a big fight with a kid. And we both got sent to the principal's office. Sister Barbara. And she looked at the two of us. And she's like, Phil, obviously you had nothing to do with this. Go back to class. And she yelled at the other kid. And I got off scot-free. I might not have started the fight, but I threw the first punch in that fight. And I got off scot-free. I get to meet you at night one, hopefully. Hopefully those tickets come in the mail. Oh, Adam, you snuck and stole my tickets. That's what it is. God damn. These tickets are going to come the last second, and I'm going to have to scramble to find someone to be my plus one. Annoying. Ouch. They were training little mansions. Yeah, exactly. It's always the retaliation. Yes. All right, guys, we got to wrap this up. It's already past the end of the show time here. We've done 91 minutes already, guys. Trend the AM. I wanted to wrap today's show up with a bang. We wrap today's show up and this week's shows with a bang. What a day. What a day. And you know, those Washington and Giants fans in the comments, come on back Monday, 8 a.m. We do this every day of the week for 90 minutes. I welcome your entertaining comments every single day. I hope you all had fun today. Hope you all had a great week. I hope you have a great weekend. Be safe on St. Patrick's Day. Be safe, but have fun. Have a good stout. Have a Guinness. Y'all have a great weekend. And as always, for Philadelphia Sports Network, I am Phil Stiefel. Go Birds.